Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Lux, the channel dedicated to all things rich and luxurious. From the city of brotherly love to how everything is bigger in Texas, join me as I show you the top 10 most valuable NFL franchise. But first, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you turn on notifications as we are releasing new videos. Number 10. Philadelphia Eagles. We start off our list of NFL teams with value in a place some of you might not expect, Philadelphia. Philadelphia is of course a major city in the United States, and one that is important for a whole host of reasons, both historically and more. But to be worth over $3 billion as an NFL franchise, that means you have to have something going for you that can't be denied. And yeah, Philly has that, as they have one of the most passionate, loyal, and loud crowds in all of the NFL. Even Texas, who will be on this list twice, can't touch the Philly crowd at times. Philly is infamous for how their crowd can be at times. In one particularly infamous incident, they booed a Santa Claus. Yeah, they booed Santa Claus. Still, despite that infamy, they do love their Eagles, and they've had some successful runs with them over the years, including getting to the Super Bowl twice, with legends like Jaws and Donovan McNabb. And then, during a legendary run that still boggles the mind, backup quarterback Nick Foles did the impossible by beating future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady in the Super Bowl to give Philly their first ever NFL championship. Number 9. Houston, Texas. While Philly may have been an odd place to start, the fact that the Houston Texans is on this list is odd for much grander levels. Not the least of which is that they are not the top team in Texas, and for many years was one of the jokes of the NFL. And usually, when you're a constantly bad or mediocre team in a sports league, you're not worth that much. But with the Texans, and the next entry on this list, you'll find that location can help, because everything is bigger in Texas. Yep, Texas is known for their loyalty to football above all else. It's almost like a religion to them, and to some it is. And that has helped the Texans get some serious clout and money thrown their way over the years. Which again is ironic because the Texans have been a team that has bounced around the NFL in terms of location, including at one time being the Houston Oilers. Nowadays, the Texans are doing good with quarterback Deshaun Watson, who led them to the playoffs last year in thrilling fashion. Where they go from here isn't clear, but if they continue to go up, so will their net worth of $3.1 billion. Number 8. New York Jets. Not unlike Texas, New York is going to have 2 entries on this list, and we'll be starting out with the lesser of the 2 teams via the New York Jets. If you were to look at the Jets over the last decade or 2 or 3, you'll notice that they haven't been the best team ever. They've had fits and spurts, including having the one that only Brett Favre be their quarterback for a season, but more often than not, they've failed more than they've won. But because this is New York, that doesn't always mean anything. Not the least of which is because the New York faithful have a subway rivalry going on that always fills up the stadiums and helps show that loyalty can look beyond bad play. Not to mention historically, the Jets have one of the greatest Super Bowl victories ever via Broadway Joe beating the Colt in Super Bowl III, which many consider one of the greatest upsets in sports history. Now they may not be the best team ever, but with a $3.2 billion price tag, that says something. Number 7. The Washington Redskins. Without a doubt, the Washington Redskins are one of the most controversial teams in the NFL, mainly because of their name, but also because of their owner in Daniel Snyder, who is known to be quite difficult to deal with. That being said, while their runs of late have been lacking, the Washington team has had much success in the league, including winning the Super Bowl in the 1982, 1987, and 1991 seasons, and being contenders for many other years. But because of that, they are worth $3.3 billion. Number 6. Chicago Bears. The Bears. The Bears are one of the many legacy franchises of the NFL, as they have been here since the beginning, and the loyalty and the pride of the Chicago Bears fans stands tall even to this day. The Bears built themselves on the principle of defense, and whether it was guys like Dick Butkus, Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher, or the current star in Khalil Mack, you'll know that they have upheld the legacy over the many decades of their life. Whether they are up or down, the Bears fans show up to support their team, and they've had the great successes over the years, including going to Super Bowl in 2007 and winning the 1986 Super Bowl in dominating fashion. The 1985 season team is hailed as one of the greatest teams to ever play the game, if not the greatest. So they are worth $3.45 billion. You better believe it. Number 5. San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are without a doubt one of the most important teams in the history of the NFL, not the least of which is because they're one of only 4 teams to have ever won 5 Super Bowls, alongside the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, and the New England Patriots. 4 of them was won by the man whom they consider to be the greatest quarterback of all time, in Joe Montana. The 5th was won by Steve Young on the way to his own Hall of Fame career. And if you look at the most recent season of the NFL, you'll see that they are back in top form as they fought the Kansas City Chiefs in a thrilling Super Bowl. They may have not won, but many expect the 49ers to keep coming back, and because of that, their history and more, they've earned their $3.45 billion in value. Number 4. The LA Rams. NFL history readers will know that there are some odd things that have happened with the Rams over the years. They were one of the teams that was stationed in LA for a while, but then, due to low attendance and other issues, they were moved to St. Louis, where they eventually became the greatest show on turf, thanks to Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, who won them a Super Bowl and took them to another. They had up and down years since that point, and eventually moved back to LA, where they went to a recent Super Bowl in a losing effort against the New England Patriots. Despite their history, their value has not diminished. They're worth $3.8 billion, and a large part of that is no doubt due to their Los Angeles locale. Number 3. New York Giants. The New York Giants are a franchise that has set many records over the years, and are part of an elite class of NFL teams that have won many championships over the years, including 4 NFL championships and 4 Super Bowls. Add that to the fame and glory of New York, and you get a team that has a lot of value, $3.9 billion of value to be exact. New York is a sports town, and they're used to having championship gold and deep playoff runs, and the Giants have delivered on that many times, including getting to 2 Super Bowl victories with future Hall of Fame quarterback Eli Manning, who retired this past season. Oh, and those victories? They were against the New England Patriots, who were expected to dominate the game, but didn't. Never bet against a Manning. The other Super Bowls came in the coveted Bill Parcells era, and the NFL championships that they had were just as magical. The next era of the New York Giants is just starting now that Eli has retired, but there is always hope for more wins and more money value. Number 2. The New England Patriots. There have been many iconic entries on this list, but the New England Patriots may just be the top one for all the right reasons. Because back in 2001, the New England Patriots weren't worth much at all. The Patriots were one of the laughingstocks of the league at the time. But then, when Drew Bledsoe went down with an injury, the Patriots turned to their backup, Tom Brady, to lead them to victory in the playoffs and Super Bowl. And he did just that, and history was born in more ways than one. What was to happen over the next 19 years was one of the greatest runs in the history of the NFL and sports in general, because anchored by the greatness of Tom Brady, the Patriots went to 9 Super Bowls and won 6 of them. Tom Brady now has the record for most Super Bowl rings, and he can honestly say he helped win all of them in major fashion. If you want to improve your franchise worth, you need to win, a lot. And even when Brady was losing Super Bowls, or just getting to the playoffs, the value of the Patriots never waned. They were a dynasty, a legacy, and the team that everyone in the NFL feared and hoped they wouldn't face in the playoffs. As a result, the Patriots' worth is now $4.1 billion. That's a mighty jump. Of course, now Tom Brady is gone from the team, so the value is likely to take a hit. But still, the franchise has a history of making something out of nothing. I expect that here in this next era. And the number 1 most valuable NFL franchise is the Dallas Cowboys. If you're a fan of the NFL, you'll understand why this one isn't that much of a surprise. The Dallas Cowboys have been around the NFL for many decades, and eventually they were branded as America's team, especially during their heyday with people like Rodgers, who even got the name Captain America because of his time in the service and his time with the Cowboys. But what is it that makes the Dallas Cowboys worth $5.5 billion? Big money, big prestige, and a great marketing team. Even in the early days of the NFL, people flocked to the Dallas Cowboys for one reason or another. Not to mention, Texas loves football, as we noted earlier. They will come and fill the stadiums for every game, even when the team isn't that good. They're loyal to the brand. Speaking of which, the brand is one of the key elements here. It's not just the logo and the name, it's what comes with it. It's an experience, and with current owner Jerry Jones, that experience goes far beyond football. We all know about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and how they definitely put butts in the seats. But Jerry took it to the next level by getting things like a reality show about how they get to be Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and thus getting big TV money. Add that to the massive Jerry World Stadium, and you'll see firsthand that the Dallas Cowboys don't do anything halfway, for better or for worse. Of course, the irony of all of this is that while the Dallas Cowboys are worth literal billions, they haven't won a Super Bowl since 1996, proving that even with all the money in the world, they can't buy themselves a great football team. So what do you think? What do you think of these NFL franchises and their net worth? Can you believe some of the values of these teams? Which of them is your favorite team to root for? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching Lux, the channel dedicated to all things rich and luxurious. If you like this video, make sure you check out some of our other videos, and to be notified when we release new videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until next time.